Hello everyone, in today's tutorial I'll be showing you guys how to create this 1v1 with every gun in UEFN. Now before the tutorial starts, I will be selling this on my Payhip. The link to that is down in the description. Go check it out. So to start off, I just created a blank canvas and I named it how to 1v1 every gun. You can name it whatever you want. The first thing I'm going to do is firstly delete the 2 player spawners because we'll add those ourselves later on. Now, what we're going to do first is make the whole setup of how it looks. So for this, I'm just going to go to the content drawer. I'm just going to look up obstacle. I'm going to scroll down until I find the obstacle walls. They're pretty far down, I'm pretty sure. Here. So I'm going to use black. You can use whatever color you like, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to use black. And then when you put it onto your canvas, make sure that the FU is on, as well as the grid snap. This will then configure the wall to be snapped to the grid. So it looks like this side is yellow. What I can do is just copy and then paste into the other texture. Oh, that's the wrong one. To make the other side black as well, just like this. Now I'm going to just drag it all the way to the end. Now the map is supposed to be 45 wide. So it's going to be 45 by 15 tall. So to start that off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the outside as the inside. I'm just going to copy and paste and go 15 high. Once you're 15 blocks high, you can just go on the right here, your outliner, and just select them all. And now we're going to go 45 wide. So once you have done that, you just want to copy and paste it and bring it all the way to the other side. And you got to make sure that you do it correct. Or before we bring it to the other side, what we can also do is just grab all of the obstacle course walls. Once again, copy and paste it. It's going to take a little bit of time since it's a bunch of walls. So the actors are just going to import. We'll give it a second. Once actors have duplicated, you can come up to the rotator tool and just simply rotate it 90 degrees. And then we can drag it over here to be our sidewall, like this. And now, since you know it's 45 by 45, once again, you can simply just copy and paste this. Once again, it's going to take a little bit of time to load, and then you can just bring it over to this other side. Okay, so it's loaded, so I'm just going to drag it all the way to the other side. Just remember, it might be your PC might lag a little bit because of how much it has to load in, but then after a little bit, it'll be fine. So like that. And now we just got to copy and paste once more, rotate it, and fill in the last wall. Once again, I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. Bring it to the end of the wall. Make sure that this is facing outwards like this, or inwards, sorry. And then I'm going to drag it to where it completes. Now, sometimes when you drag it, walls are not in the right spot, or sorry, when you rotate it, walls are on the right spot. Simply fix this, just select all the walls that are on the right spot, and then just move them. So it looks like it was actually duplicated there. So we'll just select all these as well. And I saw on the end over here, yeah, there was no end. So we just bring it over here, fill it in. And then I also saw here that these are facing the wrong way. So I'm just going to select all of them. And then make it face outwards. Oh, it's actually duplicated again. Okay, so we're going to delete that. And then just select the walls that are facing outwards. And then correct them. Just like that. Now that we have completed all the walls, I'm just going to go back to the content drawer. And I'm just going to look up grass because we want grass as our base. So I'm going to scroll down until I find the grass temp solid. And now all I got to do is just resize it until it fits within our area, just like that. So it's going to be 45 by 45 actually. So we just come to the right, like 45, and fill that in. And make sure that you guys keep these grid planes, because this will actually allow the players to build. If you delete them, the players will not be able to build on the grass. So just make sure you keep them. Now that's the whole structure done. Next, what we're going to do is create the spawn area where the players will spawn, pick their guns, and then launch off. So for the spawn lobby, we're going to use the glass floor. So I'm just going to go to the content drawer, look up glass floor, and then I'll find this one right here. Going to drag it out. Now, before you start the spawn lobby in the 1v1 with every gun, there's a boost pad that boosts players off. So before we make the spawn, I just need to look for that speed boost. And I just want to make sure it's facing in the right way. Because if you were to do it over there and place down the speed boost, it'll be facing outwards. So us placing this down shows us that this is the right area to put the spawn. So what we can do is just delete it for now. And then now with the glass floor, okay, the glass floor bugged with the speed boost. So we're gonna go back to the content drawer, look up glass, find that floor again, drag it out. And now the spawn area is 15 wide and 9 out. So we just want to make sure that we do that correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we're going to do 16. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. Just going to select all the glass and copy it and paste it twice more, like this, to be in the middle. Now we can come up to the outliner in the top right, select them all again, and bring them out 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Once that's done, we're gonna just save our changes real quick. And then now what we can do is go to our content drawer and just look at that boost, and then just bring out the boost pad, and you want to place them on all the front edges like I'm doing here. Once I've done that, what I'm going to do quickly is click on the boost pad, and you can see that the impulse is 2. We can actually change that by going in the search bar and putting in 10, highlighting it, Control C to copy, and then just right click, paste. Now it will abort the max and we'll put 10. So we're just gonna do that for all of them. So you want to select them all in the outliner like I just did, right click and click paste to put 10. Now the players will be impulsed further like that, like the 1v1 with every gun map. I'm going to save once again. Once you place down the boost pads, now we need to put the player spawner so players can now spawn. What I'm going to do for this is count to the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8 is our middle here. So this is where we're going to place our player spawners. So we're going to go to content drawer, the player, find the player spawner, make sure that it is facing towards here. We're going to turn off visible in game, and the 1v1 with every gun has 16 players, so we'll need 16 spawners. So we're just going to keep copying and pasting until we have 16. Now 1v1 with every gun has walls coming all the way up behind player spawners, so you can do that as well if you'd like. I'm going to add them. I'm just going to cut to where I add them just for the sake of the video. You can add them if you'd like. You don't have to if you don't want to, but like I said, just for the sake of the video, I'm going to add them. So I've just finished up placing the walls all around. The next thing we're going to do is we're now going to add the weapons, like the weapon walls, to the map. So the way we're going to do this as well is we're going to use glass walls to support where our weapons will be. So we're going to use this glass prop wall. Just going to drag it out, and we're going to rotate it 90 degrees. Then we want to line it up something like this. We're going to copy and paste again, bring it to the right, and we can select both of them, bring them over like this. And then we can copy again and place them down here and here. So now when the players spawn in, they'll immediately see the weapons. They can then pick them up and then they can drop off. Now to actually add the weapons to the wall, we want to come to the content drawer and look up item placer. This one right here. I want to drag it out. And then now you come down here to item list. Say we want shotgun. Just gonna look up shotgun. Say we want to use the enhanced pump. We can do that. I'm gonna scroll down. I'm going to make sure that the model is, or this visual style is on icon. I want to rotate it to where it's facing us, like this. And now you have a weapon wall with weapons on it. So this is gonna take a good amount of time to complete. So I'm just gonna cut to where it's finished, but all you gotta do is keep copying and pasting, changing the weapons, and place them on their own designated wall. So I'll be back when this is done. So I've just finished up completing the weapon walls. As you can see, I used the item placers on these glass walls that I placed down. And then I also use the item placer at the top to create these weapons that signify to the players what category is what. So like the pump, there's going to be shotguns. For the AR, there's going to be assault rifles, SMGs, snipers, and then movement and heals. So next, what you're going to do is you are going to place down some vehicles. How we can do that is come to the devices in the content drawer and then go to vehicles, and you can just place down however many vehicles you'd like. So let's put down 2 of these Fang spawners like this, and then make sure that the base is not visible in game. So let's put down 3, why not? Let's go back to the content drawer, say we want some drift boards, make them not visible in game, and we can place down a couple of drift boards. I'll place down 4. And then some of these maps tend to have a helicopter, so we're going to place one right here. Visible during game off. And then let's add one more type of vehicle. Let's do octane. Let's add some octanes here in the back. Let's just add 2. Make sure that they're not visible in game. So you can add as many vehicles as you'd like. I'm just going to do these amount for the sake of the video. And then over here, what people tend to do is add another vehicle, but one that opens in like 20 to 30 minutes. So here we're going to do the UFO. UFO is a good thing to lock up for players to use later on. So we're going to make the visible game off. And then to actually create this like vault type thingy, we're going to look up the barrier device, select the barrier device, drag it out. We're going to make it 3 by 3. And then height, we can do like 1.5. Next, what we want to do is scroll down, make the box hollow. And that seems to be it. Now, for it to unlock after a certain amount of time, what we can do is go back to the content drawer, look up timer. We're going to drag this out, make it face towards the players. We're going to resize it a little bit. And then let's say we want it to unlock after 30 minutes. The way we can do that, I just want to make sure that this is outside of the barrier. Yeah. The way we can do this is come here and type in 1800 for 30 minutes. You can set it to however much time you'd like, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to do 30 minutes. Like all the other maps, the settings can be start at game, and interact no, pause to everyone, collision behavior stop, visible game timer. Let's change the color to a black so it's more visible to players, like that. Show on HUD no, audio effects no, and then we can save the changes. Next, for it to actually unlock, go to the barrier, scroll down to the bottom, disable, when pick timer is on success. Now, the timer when the game first starts will start, and then when it completes on success, the barrier will drop and the players will be able to access this UFO ship. Now, the last thing that we are missing from this map is a vault. Now, this is not mandatory, but I'm going to make it. So to put in the middle, it's 45 wide. So we just want to go, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So 23 is the middle. So I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to delete these all around as well. Now, what we can do is go back to the content drawer. Obstacle. We want to find the yellow obstacle for our vault. So I'm just going to grab the floors. Copy and paste to make the floors. And then I'm also going to bring them up. And then also bring them back one like this. Then we can grab these walls. Actually, let's grab these obstacle course pieces first. Actually, no, we don't want these ones. We want the black ones, which are these ones here. This is going to give it that vault shape. Just bring it out like this. And then now what we need are the yellow walls and the yellow stairs. So I'm going to scroll down until I find the yellow wall. Drag it out. Rotate it 90 degrees. Bring it back. Bring these walls up one. And then for the stair, I think we passed it yet here. Just drag it out. Now to make the bottom yellow, we can copy this yellow texture and then paste it here. Same thing, copy, paste, rotate 180 degrees, bring it over here, and the vault like that is done. So now to set it up, what we are going to do, once again, look up the barrier device, drag it out. We want to make the width, let's do 0.1 size, bring it out, make the height 2, make the depth 5.2, so it's wide enough, like this. Then what we can do is then go back to the content drawer, look up timer, drag it out. This, make it as big as possible so players can see. And once again, we're going to make this 30 minutes because this vault will have other vehicles in it. Start at game, can interact, no, everyone, stop, only timer, show on HUD, no, audio effects, no. Make the time 1800 seconds, which is 30 minutes. Go back to the barrier device. The barrier device will disable when the timer is on success, like that. And then what we're going to do is put more vehicles in the vault. You can put XP coins, whatever you like. For the sake of the video, I'm going to do vehicles. So we got to find devices, vehicles. Let's put some vehicles we haven't put out yet. So let's do some quad crashers. Make the volume not visible in game. Let's put 3 quad crashers in the vault. And then let's look for another vehicle. Let's put the sports car. Once again, visible in game off. I'm gonna drag it back. Then duplicate it on the other side as well. So now we have a vehicle vault. And I'm going to save changes. The last 2 things in the map now are the builds reset for the whole stadium and then the 1v1 ramps themselves. So once again, we're gonna start with the, let's start with the 1v1 ramps. Go back to your content drawer. You're gonna look up obstacle. Then we're gonna scroll down until we find this black stair. This one right here, the black and blue stair. We're gonna drag it out like this. We're gonna copy and paste, flip it 180 degrees, and place it opposite like this. I'm just gonna come up to make sure it's in a good spot. Something like that is good. Want to duplicate it to the other side. Then we're going to select 4 like that, and then we're going to bring it back, copy and paste, and bring it on the other side over here. Now, to finish the stairs off, we need to go to our content drawer, look up button, drag it out. We need to make it much bigger so players can actually interact with it. Make sure it's centered. We're going to copy and paste, rotate it 180 degrees, bring it up, and then bring it out like this. Now the interact time 0, interact text, we're going to do reset builds. We're not visual in game. Yep. Interact radius, we can make 1 so it's easier to interact, and then we can save. Now to make the reset builds mechanism just for these ramps, you're going to go to your content drawer and look up explosive device, drag it out. The settings for this will be blast radius 10, player damage none, structure damage max, can be damage no, knockback none, play VFX no, visible during game no, collision during game only when visible, show health no, reset time we're going to do 0.5. And then we are going to also grab a trigger. Bring this out. Visible during game no, trigger by player no, 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 no. VFX SFX trigger delay we're going to put to 1 second. Now what we're going to do with this trigger is this trigger will reset the explosive device. So we're going to select the explosive device. The explosive device is going to explode when pick button 1 is on triggered on interact, and then pick button 2 on interact. And then this is going to reset when the trigger is on triggered. And then the trigger we're going to set up to trigger when button is on interact and when button 2 is on interact. And just like that, when the player clicks the button, the explosive device will destroy all the builds. It'll give it 1 second, and then the trigger will then reset it. So now you can simply just select all of them and then copy and paste it to the other 2 ramps. So we're going to go here. Again, copy and paste it. Bring it all the way over to the 3rd ramp. Make sure it's aligned to where the players can actually interact with the button. And then copy and paste it once more. And bring it over to here. Just like this. And then we're going to save our changes. Now that the builds reset for the 1v1s are done, now we need to make one where the whole builds for the whole arena reset. Now this is going to be similar to what we just did, but a little bit bigger. So we're going to look for the explosive device. I'm going to drag it out. First thing I'm going to do is come up here and type in 10,000. I'm going to highlight it, Control C to copy, and then blast radius. I'm going to right click and paste so then you can see it's 10,000. Can be damage no, player damage no, structure damage max, knockback none, play audio VFX off, visible during game off, collision during games only when visible, filter bar no, time till reset we're going to do 0.5 again, play audio no. Once again we're going to go to the trigger, drag it out, then the settings are going to be no, 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 off, reset delay, or not reset delay, whoops, trigger delay. 1 second. Actually, wait, let me make sure these are, yeah, those are trigger delay 1. Okay, that's good. And then we're gonna copy and paste the explosive device twice, just in case one somehow bugs out. You have a backup one. And then we're also going to need a timer. This timer is what's going to reset the builds every X amount of time. So let's do 360 for 6 minutes. So every 6 minutes, the whole builds of the arena will reset. So we're going to do start a game, can interact, no, applies to everyone, yes. Glitch behavior restart, so it restarts every time it's on success, 6 minutes. Visible during game, hidden, show on HUD, audio effects off, and that's it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to select these two explosive devices. These will explode when the timer is on success. This will trigger when the two explosive devices are on exploded. And then you're going to go to these two explosive devices again and reset them when the trigger is on triggered. So now you have set up the reset builds for the whole stadium. And then these are just mini reset builds that just reset the builds 10 meters around the radius of the ramp, so players can keep 1v1ing and reset the builds. One thing I almost forgot is that you also want to add barriers around the walls so players cannot get out. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. Make this very thin. Set it up above the barriers like this. And then you can simply just make the width long and the height long like this. Copy and paste it and bring it to each wall. So like that. Copy and paste it, rotate it 90 degrees. Bring it over here. Lastly, copy and paste. Bring it over to the last wall it's not on, like this. Then we can select those 4 barriers and just remove the actual material so it's clear. And another thing I almost forgot was we need a mutator zone within the spawn lobby so players can't shoot each other. So just make the width 17 and then the depth 10. Make sure it's actually like enclosed on your spawn lobby like this. Affects players, yep. Allow jumping, yep. Allow weapon fire and building, no. Enable VFX, no. Allow jumping, that's fine. All this is good. Pick up lifespan, put to 5 seconds. What this means is when a player drops a weapon, after 5 seconds, the zone will eat it up. And I'm actually gonna put the height to 2 and then lower it just a little bit so it works below and above like that. So that's actually it for the map design. And now it's just the island settings. I'm going to show you guys the island settings right now. You can pause the video, slow it down, whatever you like. Just make sure you copy these settings correctly for this to actually work. I have now loaded into the map, and as you guys can see, we have the walls where we can now pick up the weapons. There are now vehicles over here that we can drive, and you also have the barrier with the UFO inside. You can see that you cannot shoot, nor can you build in here. You can then build all around, shoot, destroy stuff, all that type of stuff. So I hope you guys did enjoy today's tutorial. If you guys did, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below on what tutorial you'd like to see next. Also, please make sure to join my Discord. The link is down in the description, and I will also be selling this template on my PayHip. You can go down to the link in the description and purchase it through my PayHip link. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you on the next one.